good, you guys? Rasati out here in Singapore. It's been a couple of days. I've been bad, But honestly, I don't scratch unless it itches, and unless I have a message to really drop for you and I have the time to really drop it, you should just make a note and try and get to it as soon as possible. But today, I knocked out a post that I've been kind of freaking out about for the last 3 days. I finally knocked out the post part of it, and I posted on Instagram. And right after that, I talked to one of my girls, and she was like, you know what? I'm glad you wrote about that. It does make sense. You don't sound like a lunatic. Phew, right? But that was one of two sayings that she never really resonated with. So for those of you who don't know and aren't already following me, you should be following me, Rasathwan on Instagram. The post was actually about the saying, you are what you eat, right? And I wanted to break it down a little bit more because I don't think it's you are what you eat. Honestly, I kind of feel like, if you ate corn, it came straight out. You obviously aren't the corn because it came straight out. Okay, beside the point. The other saying that she had a problem with that really didn't resonate so much with her was the fact that ignorance is bliss. So I kind of, when I read that and thought about it, there was a cartoon that came to mind. It was a post I saw many years back, and I really, really loved it. It's, you remember the cartoon, like a storybook, I guess, cartoon called Arthur? It's like a mouse-looking animal thing, and he has glasses, and he has a little sister, DW, and, his adventures as a kid or whatever. So I remember seeing this post, and it was DW sitting in front of a door, and she went to open it even though the door says do not enter, and she goes, yeah, I don't care. I can't read the sign anyway. So in that spirit, I kind of feel like ignorance is bliss. If you don't know what you don't know, you're probably going to do what you feel like doing anyway, right? If you can't read the sign, how's it going to stop you? If you don't understand the language, how's it going to stop you? If someone were to come up to you and say, you know what, you're not going to be a great singer ever, and they said it to you in like Greek, and let's say you're Chinese, it's not going to resonate with you. You don't understand what they're going to say. You could probably tell that they're saying something shitty to you, but you have no idea what. And so you're going about your merry way anyway. So, I mean, honestly, isn't ignorance bliss in that regard? I'm just putting that out there. But I do love that a lot, because if we didn't understand what everyone was saying all the time, chances are we wouldn't let it bother us. Another example, I guess, I don't know. You let me know if this makes sense or not. Another example would be, those moments where somebody calls you a name or insults you. And usually, if you don't believe the insult, or there's nothing inside of you that even resonates with that insult at all, if it's nothing you're already concerned with, you'll laugh it off and be like, what? Are you insane? What the hell are you talking about? Like if somebody were to come up to me and tell me that, they feel like I was too blue, as in the color blue, knowing full well that I'm a little more yellow than blue, I would probably laugh it off and be like, yeah, sure, whatever you say, buddy. You go on your merry way. I'm going to go this way instead. But if they were to say something that touches a nerve, meaning to say that I'm already concerned, let's say I'm concerned about my knees, because they kind of stick out, their knobby knees a little bit, and they said something about my knees, and I'm like, damn, they noticed that too. Shit. Okay, so what did they say? I'm going to listen to what they said and just freak out a little bit. It's going to bother me. It's going to sink in. It's going to absorb, right? So in that event, I feel like ignorance would be bliss. If you didn't understand what everyone else around you was saying, it wouldn't matter. If you didn't hear what everyone else was saying, it wouldn't matter. Have you ever had those moments where you're like on the bus or whatever, and you have your headphones and you're jamming to something, or maybe you're listening to a podcast, you're listening to something is absorbed, it's all you hear is what's in your headphones, and you can't hear the people gossiping around you? Like, isn't that ignorance? And isn't that bliss at the same time? Isn't that beautiful? Because it's not being absorbed by you. It's almost like it's being blocked by you, right? On purpose. Like you're not putting your attention there. You're putting your attention on your headphones, and you're smiling and nodding at everyone as you pass by, and they could care less. Maybe, they're gossiping about the fact that you're super dressed up on a public transport, where most people would expect, somebody who's dressed up like that to be in a Grab or a taxi or something, and you're on public transport and they're looking at you like, what the fuck does she think she was doing? Like, who she thinks she is, And you've got your headphones in, because I'm telling you, this happened to me so many times. You got your headphones in and you're like, what? Sure. Hey, what's going on? Right. Okay. I'm a mind my own business and keep on going. So in that event, isn't ignorance bliss? Isn't that something that would make you, I don't know, happy for a time? Wouldn't you be free to do your own thing, your own way, because you can't understand what's going on around you? Honestly, isn't that what like Trump is doing in office? Like, he doesn't care what's going on around him. He's just going to do whatever he feels good about. He's going to do whatever serves him best, right? So in a way, blinders on a horse in a race, Headphones on a subway when you're super dressed up, like, dressed to the nines for a gala on a subway. Um, Little kids who can't read yet and want to do things that they know they're not supposed to be doing because they can't read yet. They're using their ignorance as their reason for doing anything. Isn't that all leading to your bliss? Doesn't that let you do what you want to do anyway? It doesn't allow any negativity in. It doesn't allow any room for anyone to have any opinion about what you're doing. You would do your regardless. Isn't that why a lot of us, when we decide we want to do something, we do it quietly and don't tell anyone until it works out? Because we don't want to hear the nonsense that's going to come with it. I'm going to tell you right now, that's exactly what I did. For a long time, I did not tell any of my uncles I quit my job and was not looking for another one and was building my own business. Why? Because I did not want to hear anyone tell me that I couldn't. I did not want to hear anyone tell me that, oh my God, that's a stupid idea. You're going to fail and you're going to disappoint and ruin your daughter. Because I guarantee you that was the reason that they told me that I had to get a job. Because if I didn't have a job, I would destroy my daughter. I would ruin her life. I would be a complete failure in everybody's eyes and I would ruin her life, is what I was told. So I stopped telling people. I started keeping things private because I needed to protect them. I needed to protect my dreams. I needed to protect some of my beliefs. A lot of times I don't come out with my entire life story because it's kind of big and very terrible. But I tell people in bits and pieces because I need them to know what is relevant for them that they can take away from. I don't need anything where someone's going to come back and tell me, well, you screwed up. I know I screwed up. I know I made some bad choices. I know I aligned myself with some bad people. I know I did not make the greatest of choices in my life. But you know what? I'm working past those things. I've undone as many things as I can. I've atoned for everything that I possibly can. And the rest I'm working on. Proud to say I am working on. So, ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I like that. I don't think ignorance leads to intelligence, but I do think ignorance is bliss. Because how can you sweat what you don't know? If you didn't know that cigarettes were poisonous, but you saw the fact that, people think you're cool when you smoke cigarettes, wouldn't you do what you love? Or wouldn't you do what you think, would get you popularity? If you knew the cigarettes would kill you the minute you smoked them, would you smoke them? Obviously not. But because it's a delayed gratification thing, you're going to ignorantly and blissfully forget the fact that there is a side effect because it's cumulative and do what makes you feel good anyway. You're going to hang around people that allow you to do what you think is right because there's no friction there and you're going to follow your bliss. Anyway, my 2 cents for the day. I'm going to let y'all go, but you holler at me and let me know what you think. Let me know if that's the rantings of a lunatic or not. Let me know if I hit the nail on the head or if I gave you something else to just hate my voice for. But either way, I just keep thinking, y'all. And I'm going to spit out whatever comes to mind because I kind of feel like if I'm wondering about it, you're probably wondering about it too. And if I have a solution for you or a way to actually explain a little bit better, why not, right? As always, I love you guys and I hope that you'll catch me again later. Bye.